We're live in living color. What's up, real estate transaction engineers? How y'all doing? I got my boy Lupi G, the co-host, on here, and we're here to bless y'all with some knowledge today. Lupe, how you
Yes, sir.
feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling amazing, man. Thank you so much for asking. How you feeling over there, man?
I'm feeling fantastic, brother.
Man,
Fantastic.
I'm glad that I got a moment to park, man. Shoot, I just had to make a little stretch, probably about 30, 45, probably about 30 to 40 minutes out, and had to make that stretch back, man. But yeah, man, got a chance to pull to the side. So yeah, man, today's a great day. I don't see too many clouds out, man, and I see it's blue over there in the skies over there. So yeah, man, that sun's shining down on us, man.
It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. The weather's beautiful. It's like 60, 68 today in Georgia, man.
Nice,
What
nice.
you looking like?
I don't know. Let me look real quick, and hopefully when I look at it, don't say Medellin, Colombia, and hurt me. Uh, Houston. All right. Come on, let's see. 75. Cool
Oh wow,
75. We're gonna
that's a
peak
good weather, man.
77, then yeah, we're gonna peak 77, then drop back down. This that drop top weather right now.
Oh yeah. Then when you want that top down, it ain't not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, man.
Man, so y'all, we're gonna bless you today with some foreclosure information. How to stop a foreclosure. First of all, what is a foreclosure? It's when your house is behind on payments and the bank is about to take it. So you got to be several months behind, depending on what state you're in. Depending on what, uh, depending on what state you're in, it varies. Like in Georgia, you got to be 90 days behind, and if you haven't been in communication with the lender, they can foreclose on you. Once you're 90 days behind, they'll send you a notice of default, and then within 30 days they will foreclose on you.
Mm, okay.
How's it in Texas?
I believe it's the same. I believe it's the same, but with so many people taking the forbearance and stuff, and people have went as far as 18 months without paying. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But usually 90 days is when they throw it out there. Hey, it's getting close to that chopping block. You get what I'm saying? But for the most part, I've been dealing with properties that were months and months behind, mainly due to this pandemic. And I've been in the real estate business 5 years. I've had my share of dealing with pre foreclosures, but it was kind of rare in my beginning, man. Mainly because they had different type of loans and stuff. I believe, man. But I dealt with a few foreclosures, but things had happened so fast, and one of the main things I needed to use was a memorandum. Yeah, so yeah, it was different. It was different. I think now I don't know, man. I don't want to lie to you, but I know 90 days is about that time out here too. But that forbearance, bro. So many people went 15, 18, two
woo,
years without paying nothing. You know what I'm saying?
long time.
Yep. No. Then some people was over what they call it underwater and couldn't even sell it in the auction when it got foreclosed and had to go through the cycle again. And I don't think that's talked about much either. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I've ran into quite a few houses that were like that, and I couldn't do nothing with them, or I assumed I couldn't do anything with them at the time.
Right. Until you found out one of the secret weapons.
Yep, yep.
One of
So
the secret weapons.
you can start telling everybody about what you know. I'm gonna grab this flyer real quick so I can be able to give us the information that I received from the real estate attorney out here from the foreclosure auction. I have a whole story behind it, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So, guys, when you're dealing with foreclosures, it's a sensitive situation. Let me close my roof. It's a sensitive situation, man. You're dealing with people. that are very emotional. Very emotional. And if they live in a house, that's another thing. My best deals come from the ones that's done with the house. You know, they finished. They tired of fighting. Most of the time, they done been through, forbearance or been in foreclosures before. Y'all got any questions too? Put it in the chat. But so they done been through a couple of things first. That's my experience with these pre-foreclosures, and most of them, the ones that have let go are easy to deal with. And I haven't had too many bad experiences. I do got a crazy one now that I'm dealing with. I'm
I had
not gonna
a
get
crazy
into
experience
that.
with a foreclosure.
You did with a seller?
Uh, yeah, yes, and no, and I can really give you the rundown on it real quick before I start talking about this flyer right here that has a lot of valuable information on it. Okay, so my experience with dealing with a foreclosure it was probably about 5 months or so into my journey. I had um I had a lead that came in, and it was one of those leads where I was working with two other investors. One of the investors was out here in my market, and we had already done some business together, and he gave me my first memorandum, and which helped me close my first couple of deals. And we're gonna do a whole nother show about memorandums. But long story
Oh
short,
yeah.
it was him, and then there was another guy that was in another state that actually was pushing the lead to me. So we had a conveyor belt. What he was doing the marketing. The cold callers would get the information. He would send me the lead with the details. I would go on the appointment, lock the deal up. Once I locked the deal up, I'll put the memorandum on the deal, and then I will send it to the other investor that was out here, and he was doing the dispositioning. So I
Mm.
was doing the acquisition. The other guy in the other state, he was doing lead gen, and then the other guy that was out here with me, he was doing the dispositioning. So
Mm.
we had a pre foreclosure, and the thing was, the guy didn't speak any Spanish. The daughter was doing all the speaking for him. The mom had passed away, and they were to the point where they were underwater. So we got the property under contract at a decent price. And as soon as we got the property under contract, I left from there and went and put a memorandum on the property, because that's what we were doing with all our pre foreclosures at the time. Seeing that, me being new to the game, I came in swinging using memorandums. It helped me a lot. But the thing was, uh, I put the property under contract, and a few days later, we already had someone that was ready to buy the property and was ready to drop the EMD. So next thing you know, we had another out of state buyer reach out to me, and he basically was asking me who I was, and what my plans were with the house, and he was going to buy the house from the property owner and let them stay in there, and they don't want to sell no more. So I was like, well, hey, we have an agreement, and we put money into actually closing on this property, so you're going to have to pay us, to get us out the way, because we already have spent money as far as securing this property. So the guy went off on me. He went off, and
Whoa.
he was in Colorado. He had no clue who he was talking to, but he was going off. He was talking a lot of good stuff, right? So the guy that I was doing that was doing the disposition out here, he was like, I say, hey man, you got to call and talk to this guy, man. This guy is crazy. He's tripping. So he ended up calling the guy, and kind of breaking down to the guy in so many words, you can't close without us because we put a memorandum on it. And I told him in so many words, but he did not hear it correctly from me. And I was trying to say it without saying, dude, we put a lien on the property and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, hey, man, you're not going to be able to close without us. So, once you open up title, you will see that. So, long story short, he ended up paying us about 6 or 7 thousand for us to back out from that agreement. And then the crazy thing is, he had some type of program with his boss that he was working for, where they would they would bring it current, allow the property owner to stay there for less money than they were paying the bank, but in
Wow.
a certain amount of time they had to pay them off in full, which basically is like a balloon payment, right?
Mm.
or they take the house back. So them people actually lost that house later on down the line. FYI, we did some homework. They ended up losing that house anyway. So that's what actually took place with that house. And how I found out that the house did not sell uh by the people didn't pay that tab was because the owner that bought the property from me and paid us for the memorandum, he actually reached back out to me and I had to go re-sign to release the memorandum because the title company didn't do it right. So I charged him again to go and re-release this lien on the property. So I got double paid off that one deal. That's how I found out that the house didn't sell. So about this time last year, I had to go re-sign some papers for that property to release that memorandum. So guys, and ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you can't get paid multiple times off memorandums, but that's another session. All
We're
right.
gonna be we're gonna hit that next week too, y'all. Memorandums, the power of a memorandum.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
you gotta have the property on the contract though. Don't just go file no bogus memorandums. You have your butt in court.
Right,
Messed
right.
up.
So can y'all see this? Hopefully you all can see this. Okay. Facing foreclosure. Don't worry. You have options. Okay. So pre-foreclosure services. This comes from a good friend of mine. I met her at the auction where you can find multiple buyers, but not only can you find buyers, you can find investor-friendly real estate attorneys. Now, Houston and Texas in general, we have title companies and real estate attorneys, right? So we have both. Just like this is a what they call it, I forgot what kind of state, a judicial and a non-judicial state as
Yeah,
well.
that's
So
that's crazy, man. I think y'all may be the only state like that.
yeah, we kind of like our own country, man. So
Right.
pre-foreclosures, this is what my real estate attorney friend can do for you. Number one, temporary restraining order. Here in Texas, it lasts for 14 days, and you can get a 14-day extension. And it has an S mean plural, so you can get multiple 14-day extensions. What is it? It is a court-ordered pause that briefly prevents foreclosure action. Who benefits? Homeowner benefits. Okay? It buys them time for homeowners to explore options for loss mitigation. Okay? Or selling a property. Okay? So, in a nutshell, this is one of the main benefits from it. Okay. Now, when it comes to us as investors or buyers, it provides time for investors and buyers to explore their buying options. Okay. So, I just want to be straight up with you guys. I have not used a temporary restraining order, but my friend, she's up filing temporary restraining orders the day of the auction and stopping or postponing a foreclosure. This is what she specializes in, you guys. Now, most people talk about what I'm gonna bring up now, which number two as an option, you actually have Chapter 13 bankruptcy. What is it? Okay. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is an option that allows homeowners to restructure their debts and catch up on missing mortgage payments, potentially allowing them to keep their homes. Okay. Now, who benefits from this? Of course, homeowners benefits because it allows for them the time to get debt relief without losing their properties, right? So it gives them that opportunity to actually, allocate some funds to some debt relief or relieving the debt all the way together without losing their property. Okay. Now, there's another option, right? You have number three. Okay. And it says over 65 and or disabled tax foreclosure litigations. What is it? In Texas, individuals over 65 or those who are disabled can qualify for property tax exemption, reducing the financial burden and risk of foreclosure. Who does this benefit? It benefits our senior citizens and disabled individuals struggling with property taxes. Okay. Now, let's talk about post foreclosure services, right? Now, when it comes to post foreclosure services, there are ways that you can actually help property owners after foreclosure. Now, post foreclosure services includes number one, excess proceeds. What is this? If your home is sold for more than what is owed, you may be entitled to excess funds. So, who does this benefit? It benefits homeowners who can recover the funds within 2 years following the foreclosure sale. So that means within 2 years after the foreclosure sale, what you hear on these YouTube channels or YouTube ads where they talk about foreclosure surplus funds, and this is what they're talking about, you guys. This is what they're talking about. Now, out here in Texas and every other state in the United States of America have what you call the right of redemption. This is number two, post foreclosure services. What is it? In Texas, this is not any other state, but in Texas, Texas law allows a specific period of time for homeowners to redeem or reclaim their homestead property post tax and property owners association foreclosure. Who does it benefits? Homeowners seeking to reclaim their property after a foreclosure sale. So what does this mean? Here in Texas, if you're living in the house and the house is sold on a foreclosure tax sale auction, what option you have is within 2 years, as long as the property was occupied, you have 2 years to redeem that property, paying what was paid or what was bidded on, plus I believe 12%. Okay.
Wow.
Now, if you had a house that was taken in the tax foreclosure and it was vacant, then guess what that means in Texas? You only have 6 months to redeem. So, all of you investors, all of you people that are wholesaling properties, when a property is sold at auction, you still can go back and make money with the property owner, whether it's a pre or whether it was a foreclosure with the mortgage company or a tax foreclosure. You can still make money post foreclosure. Okay. Now, what does that mean? You can tap into the surplus funds with the whatever was paid over what the property was sold for with the regular foreclosure for a mortgage. Now with the tax, you can actually go and renegotiate with the property owner, ask them do they want their property back, find a buyer for that property. You can open up title again for that property, find a buyer, and tell the old buyer, the person that bought it at the tax sale, hey, these are your options. Someone is willing to buy it from me right now for 25,000 more. Are you willing to pay that 25,000 extra to keep it? If not, then what we're going to do, we're going to sell it to this person and get the redemption. We're going for the redemption. And then guess what? That time that they spent was for nothing, because now they lose that opportunity because someone came with the bigger bag. Now the property owner can actually make some money because they're not going to get the property back, and at least they can make some money. What property owner may not be interested in hearing that offer? You don't know unless you ask.
Oh yeah, that's what I always say. You can't know till you ask. The worst thing a person can say is no, but if you don't ask, shoot, that's a guarantee no. That's a guarantee no. And down here in Georgia, you got, if you lose it with a tax sale, you got 366 days to redeem your property. You got 366 days to redeem your property. If not, then you know it's whoever bought the taxes, they own the property.
Yep.
So that's a plus. Now, as far as since we're non-judicial state, which means now the difference between judicial and non-judicial, judicial state, they got to take you to court in order to foreclose. So they take you to court. You talk to the judge. I kind of like the judicial states better. Why? Because we buy in North Carolina also, so we're able to. We got several of them stopped like that just by taking in the contract. Had the seller take the contract in. And we
Mm.
got several other foreclosures stopped like that. But in Georgia, it's non-judicial. Boy, your ass is grass. If you don't catch it up, before that foreclosure date, it's a done deal. Or you got to file bankruptcy or TPO. Did you get
What,
on that yet, Luke? TPO?
what's the TPO?
Oh, TR. What is it? Yeah, TRO.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
TRO. Yeah,
Temporary.
that was in the beginning, the temporary restraining order. Now I
Yeah.
did talk to my guy. He's in Florida. He's not. He don't live in Florida, but he needed some information concerning this type of scenario the other day, and I told him about the temporary restraining orders, but I told him I did not know how it worked for the state that he's marketing to. So he has something going on in Tampa, Florida. So I told him that, hey, you're gonna have to check out their laws, and he did that. And then he found out that their temporary restraining orders last for 21 days versus Texas 14 days. So every state is different. You have to go and ask the real estate attorney what takes place in those states. That way you can have the most accurate information. It's not going to be the same for every state.
Yeah, it's different in every state. Every single state is different.
Now, my real estate attorney, she says she charges 1,500 to 25. It's either 1,500 or 2,500 for the restraining orders. But if you build a relationship with the real estate attorney, you can actually get them to file a temporary restraining order for you, especially if you have the deal. You don't want to do this if you don't have the deal locked up and things like that. You definitely want to have
Yes.
your deal locked up, and you want to have things basically in motion to where that you are presenting an opportunity for your real estate attorney to make the money on the back end versus you shelling out that money on the front end. That way you can have your real estate attorney focused on volume versus a one hit wonder, because they're
Right.
typically working with one client one time and that's it. But if they have someone like you that's going to give them a bigger bag if they wait for it on the back end, then that would be one of your best friends in the real estate industry that will help you close a lot of deals that other investors are not able to close.
Man, I can't stress how important that is, y'all, to find a good real estate attorney. Please find a good real estate attorney that's investor friendly, and if they do these TROs, temporary restraining order, man, you can buy all the pre foreclosures you got. But again, you want to make sure that you got the property under contract.
Yep,
Make
you
sure you got
definitely
it under
have that.
contract, because if not, they can. Hey, once you get it stopped, they can disappear on you.
Yep.
Man, I can't tell you how many. Well, it was one time I had to go through that
And I would say make sure you have the property under contract and have your memorandum filed as well, so you can show your real estate attorney that you really have your whole play in motion. Don't Now remember, dealing with these pre-foreclosure, they will skedaddle and ghost you and things like that. So when you are putting together these plays with your real estate attorney and they have to go into the courtroom and bat for you and get this done in front of a judge, you definitely want to not only have the contract, but you definitely want to have a memorandum dealing with a pre-foreclosure to ensure that your real estate attorney is not doing this for nothing, that you really got it locked down and they can't ghost you. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, brother Eddie. Yeah, so while we waiting on Brother Eddie to do a mic check, it is important. Memorandum along with the contract when you're dealing with real estate attorneys. Show them that you are in position for both of them to win. Okay? Not just you, both of them to win. That would be very important for your growth. Now, me myself personally, I I have had a couple of connections with real estate attorneys, but nothing like this right here where I was able to get some of this type of information. So you have to keep putting yourself out there, letting everybody know what you do. So if you're conducting um real estate transactions on a regular basis, you're in the real estate industry, you want to tell everybody what you're doing. And when I'm talking about the attorneys that specialize in foreclosures, those are your golden nuggets. Those are your that's your goose that lays the help you lay the golden egg, right? Not all real estate attorneys are gonna be investor friendly. Not all real estate attorneys gonna know exactly what you're trying to coach them through. Okay, and then some of them may not be as receptive as others. So you have to pick your real estate attorneys, wisely. So you don't want to go crazy on trying to teach and pour into a real estate attorney who's not gonna get the concept. Go to a real estate attorney that already worked with investors, on the regular, that are closing deals with investors on the regular. Okay. Now, with that being said, like I said, in Houston, in Texas in general, you have title companies and real estate attorneys. Now, I would suggest you having a great relationship with an escrow agent and having a great relationship with a real estate attorney. An escrow agent is when you're dealing with a title company and you never really dealing with the underwriter or the actual real estate attorney. The escrow agent will be your best friend. But if you're dealing with a real estate attorney and you're in an attorney state, you have to have your real estate attorney in pocket. No matter if you're in a real estate attorney state or a title company state, you definitely want to have both on standby, because that's how you get your deals closed. Brother Eddie, you back? So I would tell you all that are watching, the best place that I would tell you to find a real estate attorney at is your local meetups, or you can find a real estate attorney at the auction. There are nothing but investors at auctions. The people that are buying properties at the auction are investors. They are investing their money. So, of course, you will find the investor friendly real estate attorneys at the auction. I think that's like a no-brainer. Okay? So I just want to bring some awareness to that. Man, but the temporary restraining order, you're not hearing any of this online. So I'm looking to be successful with stopping a foreclosure like this. Now, what I can tell you, I stopped the foreclosure last year. I stopped the foreclosure last year utilizing the Texas Homeowner Assistant Program. Okay, I was able to stop a foreclosure just as if I filed a temporary restraining order or a bankruptcy. Now, of course, the homeowner assistance fund program is in every state as long as they still have funds available. And this was put in place, the homeowner assistance fund program was put in place after the COVID hit. So after COVID hit, the people that qualify for homeowners assistance program can can only be late on their bills after January 19th of 2020. It can't be before. Okay. Now, the requirements for me to be able to postpone the foreclosure on this property while utilizing the homeowner assistance fund program is that I was already working with them prior to them setting the date. Okay, so rush to you can't rush to say, okay, I'm gonna go and scramble and 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 work with this funding program, and they're gonna stop the foreclosure or postpone the foreclosure. No, it does not happen like that. I was already working with the homeowners assistance fund program probably about 3 weeks to a month before they set a foreclosure date. And dealing with the homeowner assistance fund program, it takes in between 2 to 3 months. I've dealt with the homeowner assistance program with two different properties, and it took me 2.5 months for one, and yeah, 2 to 3 months is where you'll be dealing with the homeowner assistance fund program. So I just want to give you that information as well, because that is game that I have that is not in this pamphlet right here or this brochure that I got from a foreclosure attorney. So I don't know if the homeowner assistance fund program hired an attorney to take care of that, or they have enough power to do that themselves. I don't know. But I do know the homeowner assistant program in each state is basically a federal program. This is not something that's minor. This is a big thing. This was a country thing. This was a United States wide, coast to coast tool that people could use to help them during the situation. I cannot see any questions or comments. I don't see. Now I do. So I don't know who all is in here, but hopefully you all got this information because I'm on the opposite end of here, so I can't really see. Keep dropping these. You seeing me on 610? Man, for real, man, that's dope, man. When did you see me? And was I doing 100? Hey, man, that's what's up, man. But say seeing me on 610. Yeah, man. So if y'all have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. Y'all can drop them in the chat. But definitely, if you're working with pre-foreclosures, you need to look up the homeowner assistance program for your state and see what are the requirements. That way you can take over the property subject to, like I did, and then you can turn around and sell it later. Or you can put it on the market. You or sell it. And someone gave me an offer that I could not refuse, so I sold it. Now, now let's say for instance, if I had a tenant buyer, if I had a tenant buyer that would have gave me 30,000 or 20,000 down, I would have just kept the house and I would have just kept it subject to, because I actually got the property subject to the existing mortgage. So I didn't have to sell it for cash. But the guy that bought it from me offered me 225,000 when he didn't want to change anything on my agreement. He could close in 2-3 weeks, or I think it was like 2 weeks or something like that. So, you know, it was like I couldn't refuse that offer because we only owe 167,000 on the property, right? So we only owe 167,000 on the property. We just gonna say 170. That's like 50 some thousand dollars spread right there. Now, of course, we paid the realtor fees and things like that. We did 1%. We did 1% on the realtor fees, and then we did 2.5% for the buyers. So all together, it was like 3.5, 4% for realtor fees. We do not do 3 and 3. No, if you doing 3 and 3, cool. I'm not judging you. I do not do 3 and 3. So, we put it on the market. We got some good positive feedback. One thing that I didn't do was put out owner finance signs for the house strategically. Influx of people that were ready to do the rent to own program, meaning that they put down a deposit, a non-refundable option deposit, because we're doing basically a lease option rent to own, and then they're just doing rent, basically hard moneying the property, basically what it would be as if you're doing a hard money loan, right? So it's interest only payments with the balloon payment. Yes, I could have done it, but that 225 was sounding so juicy. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna let it go." I didn't want to pay another house note. Let's see. Let me go to the chat. My bad if I'm not getting to y'all comments fast enough. How do you pitch your sub to the sellers? The seller basically. So it all depends, man. I think is a lot of it is taught wrong about subject to, is about asking the right questions, and basically the owner is gonna pitch you sub to. I think people kind of, majority of the time, you're not supposed to pitch a subject to deal to the property owner. You ask the right questions, and then the property owner pitched the subject to deal to you. And I think a lot of people teach it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm tripping. I may be tripping, but the majority of the time, the property owner, if you ask the right questions, as far as, you're gonna know a motivated seller, right? So with this particular property that I just told you about, the lady, it was I deal machine the house, right? So this is a property that dropped for dollars. And when I reached out to her, because she was sitting in the CRM, it wasn't about that property. She was like, I sold that property, but you can buy my property. My nephew's staying in it. He was supposed to buy it 2 years ago. He haven't bought it yet. Now I already went through 2 forbearances, and now I know that they're gonna want their money. He was supposed to buy it 2 years ago. I don't stay in the house no more. My sister died in the house. My husband, he passed away. All of the rooms are upstairs. I'm almost 70 years old. I'm tired of walking up and down the stairs. I had back surgery. She pitched the subject to deal to me. You get what I'm saying? She pitched it to me. I don't want the house. I don't want to deal with it no more. If you want it, you can have it. I just want it. I just want it brought current. And hey, whenever you're ready, just I don't want to deal with it no more. Take it out my name. Of course, we'll take the property out your name, but the loan will stay in your name for the time being. Is that okay? We'll work on getting it current. We'll get your nephew out of there. Okay, we'll cash the property out eventually, but you have to work with us. You know, how much is owed? What's the outstanding balance? Okay. What's the monthly note? PITI. What is PITI? Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. I think we're going overboard with this class because we're supposed to be talking about foreclosure, but I can't give it to you all at one time, but I can give you just enough to the way you know that I'm very knowledgeable about what I'm talking about, and I learned from some of the best, and one of the best that I've learned from is on here with us right now. So, Mr. Transaction Engineer, what you got to say, man? It sounds like I can't hear you. Do a mic check. We can't hear you, bro. So, while we waiting for excellence to come back, you know what I'm saying? Y'all drop another question, man. Y'all drop another question in the comment, man. I can do what I can to I can do what I can to answer y'all questions. But yeah, man, basically a property owner will, hey Eddie, I just talked with a group of real estate agents about this on Wednesday.
Sorry
Okay,
about that. Can you hear me now,
what
Luke?
yeah, I can hear you now. What did you tell the real estate agents about on Wednesday? Give us a little bit more detail. Do you
Miss,
need the seller's approval for a memorandum? No, you do not need a seller's approval for a memorandum. We put that on everything like hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we want to.
say it again,
Does
Luke.
Yeah, man, it's like hot sauce, man. We put that on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Does the
sir.
seller have to sign? No. So you have more than one type of memorandum, man. You can have a memorandum where the seller signs it. And I got, to be honest with y'all, I got one from a care package from Mr. Transaction Engineer, but that's only when you're doing option plays. So the
Right.
option plays, yes. Wholesale deals, no. You just use a memorandum. You sign off on it yourself, and you do it in front of a notary. Okay, and they will okay it on their side, and they'll put the stamp on it. Okay, but if you're doing the option plays, you take Mr. Transaction Engineer course, and he will provide you with the memorandum for the options. So I was one of the ones that was able to get blessed with it along with his other students and our mentees. Okay.
Look below, y'all, in the description. I got it. I got the memorandum for free down below. Just click on it and then download. Make sure you subscribe also. Cause we send you updated emails at least once a week. We're not gonna spam you. We send out an email at least once. we need to do it more, but at least about 2 or 3 times a month. So keep you updated on when we come live like this and everything. So download your free memorandum, man. It'll save you a lot of headache because you dealing with these pre-foreclosure, man. They're very emotional and some of them are shady. Whoever can save them at the time, they're gonna go with it.
What Chris
And
Brown say? These 304s ain't loyal.
they ain't loyal, man.
Ain't loyal, man. They'll trade you in for $500 more.
Oh yeah. Somebody else
500
call up.
some
Listen.
something simple. $500 more.
Miss Simmons, how you doing? That's one of our family members. We got to talk. I want to bring you on next Friday with us. Miss Simmons does loans. Well, she's part of our family too. She been to the Subject to Masterclass, but she does a lot of different loans with investors as well as for homeowners. So we got to have you on here next week, Miss Simmons, so we can, you can drop some of that knowledge you have on the people.
Man, Miss Simmons, you need to be passing us them leads.
Oh yeah,
Pass us them leads and we'll explain it to them. tell
yeah,
them,
because
tell
a
them you'll
lot
put
of
them
us,
in good hands. Explain, give them a little bit, and then let us put all the hot sauce on them.
my boy Devin said, keep dropping them gems. I see you on that 610 looping in the fishbowl, Mozzie. Straight motivation, baby.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Let
That's what's up.
me see. Do you need a sell approval? Okay, you answered that one then.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, family? How you doing? Facebook user. We don't have a name. My boy Nelson. What's up, Nelson? It's another family member, man. Nelson helped me with that eviction the other day, man. Thank you so much, Nelson.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Woo, that was
We
a
need
whole
all the help
different.
we can get these days. All hands on deck, man.
Thank you so much, man. Latanya, what's up? Gold nuggets always. Thanks, family. God bless y'all, man. We here every Friday to drop these nuggets on y'all. Every Friday, man. We're getting together. We got 25 years of experience. So, man, it's not always smiles and dances, man. Sometimes you get some rough ones. Woo! But let me hear it one more time now.
Uh,
I love how that car sound. Woo! Lord have mercy.
so that sun beaming on me. I had to turn it on real quick so I get some of this AC.
Man, that sound like a monster.
It
Lord
is
have mercy.
a little cranky sometimes.
Nelson said, how do you pitch your subject to the seller? You answered that one already?
Yep. Majority of
Okay.
the time, the seller gonna pitch to the subject to deal to you. You ain't got to pitch it to them. It's about those questions.
Yeah, that's why I always say, listen, man. You always got to listen more than you speak and write down a lot of notes. They're going to tell you what they need. Our job as real estate entrepreneurs is to solve problems. The more problems you solve, the more checks you make. But in order to solve the problems, you got to be a good listener. You can't just come with your motive, you know what I'm saying, without hearing the other person's side. If you just listen, they're going to tell you what they need. But you got to
Mm-hmm.
ask the right questions, of course, and they're going to tell you what they need. And you're going to know if it's a sub two or not.
Yep.
Dave Farrell, what's up, Dave? Welcome back.
What's
Dave
up?
been riding
What's
with us every week, man. Thank you, Dave. God bless you, man. We here every Friday, baby, between 1 and 2 EST. Okay, we got another question. Does stopping foreclosure tie to buying the note or underlying the mortgage at a discount from the bank? No, that's a different thing. When you buy the note, that's different than the you got two parts of a property. You got the deed and then you got the debt. So the deed and the debt, when you buying the note, you buying the debt at a discount. Now you still got to get the deed. You own the note, but you don't own the house. You own the mortgage on the house, but you don't own it. But some of my buddies, they reach out to the sellers and see if they just want to do a cash the keys. The ones who buy notes, and sometimes the seller do it.
That's another thing. I forgot about that. That's another way to stop a foreclosure. That's another way to stop a foreclosure. Most people don't know that the title. I mean, not the title. The mortgage company has most mortgage company have a cash for the keys program. They give you about 10,000, but the house have to be in broom swept condition.
Yeah, they got to be clean. They got to come out to the house, evaluate the property, and then they'll give you a check anywhere from 5 to 10,000.
Yep. So that's another way to stop help a property owner stop a foreclosure. But you definitely have to have some stuff in black and white if you're gonna go and negotiate that from the for the seller, because the check is gonna come in their name.
Exactly. And
So yeah,
boy,
but yeah,
hey, boy, you better have that right. They gonna pull up.
that's that
Hey,
rapport. Better have that rapport.
they're reporting that paperwork. They might disappear on you. Caroline said, as a mortgage broker, I send them the pre-foreclosure list, explain to them all the ways to help the seller, goodwill and good karma, business development, money making activities. Okay. Goodwill, good karma, business development. I send
Yeah,
the
I tried to
pre-foreclosure.
connect. I tried to connect with a mortgage broker or something like that once, man. But her husband was the agent, and I think they were just trying to use me for information. They didn't want to make no money with me, because if they did, we would have made money.
Yeah,
I
by
think
now.
they just wanted to get what information that they could out of me about this creative stuff, and they did. They got a little juice. I squeezed a little lemon on them.
Gave him a little sauce.
Yeah, man.
Hey, she said Simmons said they would cuss you today and then call you back 2 days before the sale, ask for help. Oh my God. Let me read that one more time, cause this is the truth.
That
I've been
almost sound
dealing with
like
these
my ex girl.
pre-foreclosure, man, forever, man. At least about shit. I've been doing this 20 years this year. I think I've been dealing with these pre-foreclosures at least about 19 to 18 years, man. I'm telling you. It ain't no easy ride, man. I done had I can't even get into that. I'm gonna
Hey,
get into it
hey, that
when
sound like
I
my ex. Hey, that sound like my ex right there, babe. My ex girlfriend.
had. They be bipolar, man.
If you look in my bad, I ain't say your name.
Devin, are you still doing a special on the program you seen yesterday? Yes, Devin. Man, I got a crazy offer, y'all. It's too. I ain't never went this low. I don't even want to say it. I'm basically giving it away. Too cheap. So I'm just ready to get some more people. My goal this year, we got about over 500 people in our academy. My goal this year, at least the triple that, man. So I'm giving away these courses. Any course on my site. What's the code? Go to MrTransactionEngineer.com, and when they say discount code, put in 90.
Yeah, I'm putting
90%
on
off.
together too. I'm
I'm
on
giving this away now.
right now,
I
but I'm
got
putting
it's all the
together
sauce, all
too.
the paperwork, everything you need to close on the deal. We got recorded phone conversations on how to close on the deals. That when I got people on there, we got all the paperwork. It's about 6 hours worth of videos. If you can't close the deal off this, you're not motivated and you're not working. So man, it's a crazy deal. It's gonna last. I don't know how long it may last. I might end it this weekend because I never even done it this slow. But God put on my heart, so I said, let me just put it on out there. So go to Mr. Transaction Engineer. I think it's 3 courses: wholesale and land, subject to, and a wholesaler. Just when they say discount code, put in 90. And God bless you, man. You welcome. This is a lot of sauce, man, for free almost. Book a call too, y'all. If you're interested in real estate, you don't know where to start. Look at the description. Book a call below with my team, and we'll see where you at and see where you want to go.
Devon, where you at in Houston? You said you seen me on 610. Where you at in Houston?
Oh, that's Expressway down in Houston.
610 is a loop. So it basically Houston is built
Oh,
like a bullseye. So it have freeway. So it's a freeway. And our
wow,
freeways go, we have freeways that go in between, but for the most part it's circles and they just spread out. They it look like a target. So if you look at
wow,
the map, the freeways is built like a target. You know what I'm saying? But we have little other freeways. So 610 is one of the circle ones. Is an inner loop. Then we have an outer loop. Then we have an outer loop. You get what I'm
wow.
saying? So
We
yeah.
only have one outer loop, 285. That's it.
Now we have 610. Then we have the Beltway. Then we have Highway 6. Then we have another one called Highway 99. So it's like 4 of them things, and it's like a big target. So that's why there's a lot of action out here, real estate wise, in Texas and Houston to be exact, because of how we built. And man, bro, I can't even tell y'all how I be driving on these streets, but if homies see me, yeah,
You wide open.
yeah, man, yeah, yeah,
Man,
bro,
you in that big boy though, man. That big dog. It's the only way one way to ride that.
yeah,
If
man.
you
Oh,
get in there and you scared to hit it, man, don't even buy one. You
yeah, he
wasting your time.
yeah, he said he in League City. League City is down there by the house that I was just talking about. Matter of fact, the house that I was just telling y'all I did all that stuff with the foreclosure and all pre-foreclosure and all that sub two, that was out there in Dickinson. So it's right by League City.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, man, we ain't that far, man. What you doing in real estate?
What you doing in real estate, Devon?
We need more players in the game, man. We don't need a lot of spectators. We need more players in the game, man.
Man, we got to, man, because you know what, y'all? They predicted in the next 5 to 10 years, all of the hedge funds gonna own 49% of all the houses in the US. 49% in the next 5 to 10 years.
Hey,
When they get control, oh God. Man, you
hey,
talking about rent through the roof?
huh? Oh, shit. What you
I say
say?
when they get control, you talking about the rents going through the roof, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Hey,
5 to 10 years, they're gonna own 40 and almost half of the houses in America. And I know one back in '08, '09 when we were doing a lot of short sales. Man, Invitation Homes, they were buying everything we put on 'em. They was
imitation.
going to the auction,
Imitation.
bro. They in your town.
What I'm
Invitation
saying? What,
Home.
what it's called? Limitation or imitation?
Invitation.
Invitation. Oh no, I ain't never heard of them.
They own like 70,000 houses across the US.
We have investor homes and stuff like that. Home investors or something like that. Man, we still end up making it pretty good, man. I just basically wholesale. I need another closing strategy. I need to learn this subject too. Wait, where you wholesaling at? Have we met in person? Cause like in the beginning we did a couple of pop ups out here and stuff. Now I don't be knowing who all know me.
I know, man. I be seeing people in the airport. Mr. Transaction. Hey.
Yeah, but that's dope, man. One thing I know, two things for sure, man. We're not looking for more followers, man. We need more students, man. We're trying to get this game to as many people as possible. You know what I'm saying? That way we will be first. You know what I'm saying? We ain't last. Right
Right.
now, is a lack of us out here, sticking together and actually, taking this information and doing something with it.
Oh my God. They said I heard statistics yesterday, man. Black America own the least amount of properties in the US.
Yeah, that sound
Hispanics
about
got us beat. It's
yeah.
white America owns 73%. Hispanics own about, I think it was 55% of their houses, and Black America like 40%.
That's because most of the black people sold all the houses in the hood to the Mexicans to move out there in the suburbs and pay notes.
Shoot, they sell them man. They sell them and go rent a freaking house.
Yep,
The most retarded thing I ever heard, if that's a word. Man,
yep.
give us a thumb up, man, if you feeling this today, man, on these pre-foreclosures. Another extra strategy. Oh well, I think you hit the extra strategy, but if the bank won't stop the sale, like I said, if you in a judicial state, you can take a copy of the agreement. Now I wouldn't take a subject to agreement. I don't know if they understand that, but take a copy of the purchase agreement, and that'll buy you some time. If you're in a non-judicial state, you may have to fax that in to the attorney office and to the mortgage company with a proof of funds letter, and sometimes they'll stop the sale about 70 to 80% of the time just with that. And then you got the TRO, uh, temporary
Restraining.
restraining order that you have attorney file, or the homeowner can file it themselves if they know how to do it. All you need is to get one, and then you see one, man. You can look on the court docs, search for one, and file it. Put your name in there and file it yourself.
Yeah, go there and do that yourself.
All you got to do is look up one in the court doc and
Yeah,
model it.
because
I'm
it's
not
all about
attorney. We're
paperwork.
not
It ain't about
attorneys,
the
so we'll
argument.
not give you any legal advice. But that's how some people, do it in the past.
Yeah, they
And
have.
Miss Simmons said, "Yeah, unfortunately, we sell properties that were left to us."
Yeah. So yeah, they have what you call a law library. Most people don't utilize the law library unless you like one of them old school one of them old school dudes that been going back and forth to jail 100 times in order to get himself out of sticky situations here and there. But they have what you call a law library. So you don't necessarily need a lawyer to file your paperwork because the argument and the debate doesn't win with the court system. What's in black and white and what's red is what wins in the court.
That's all they care about.
Ask
All
me.
that little extra drama you come with, they like whatever. What that paperwork say?
Yep, that
What
paper.
that paperwork look like? He said Devin said he met you three
Yeah,
years ago with Tony the closer.
that was that meetup I had put together. I told him to come out here and holler at me. Yeah, we put that together, man. It was a blessing to be able to cross paths with you, my brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Carolyn said, unfortunately, we sell properties that are left to us. Can't get family members to agree, and no one is willing to take over the property or has the credit to do it.
Yep. So majority of the time, they don't even get a chance to sell it. They lose it. So just think about all the inherited properties, man. And these people be going back and forth about wanting to get the most instead of getting something. So some people would mess up the whole family from getting something, and it'll string along for years, and then
Mm.
next thing you know, it just get snatched because they can't do nothing with it. It's not even worth how much they're actually saying that thinking that it's worth. So the family end up losing. I've seen that so many times. A lot of people lost a lot of land like that, man, and it's hard. It's hard to see it. I even seen some similar like death because of some issues in some families, and man, it's just the programming. Everybody's judgmental. Everybody's stuck on money hungry. Instead of
And
thinking
then end
about
up not getting nothing.
instead of thinking about what can they do to keep the property and build on it, because that's really where the real bread is at. Building your own neighborhood, making your own neighborhood, putting your own street names on your own hood. You know what I'm saying? That's what really doing it. And shout out to the guys that I know that have graduated from wholesaling and are doing developments and bought, streets and big acres of land and, making their own streets and stuff, man. Shout out to all of those guys. I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really
Y'all
could.
make sure you give us a thumbs up for this to any real estate entrepreneurs out there, man. We out here to help the community, man, and teach y'all just some real estate stuff that we talk about, pure facts, not no stuff we think happened. Some
Yeah.
stuff we've experienced ourselves, man, and went through.
Yeah, we definitely go through it on a day-to-day basis, and everything really revolves around having your paperwork situated. It'll relieve a lot of the stinging. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, having peroxide for some of them bumps and bruises versus that alcohol. Which one you want? I'd rather peroxide. You know what I'm saying?
For
Reduce
real.
some of that pain. That, you know what I'm saying? Versus just watching that do a little bubble up, slap a band-aid on it. You know what to do next time. Put a
Keep it
little
moving.
ointment.
Yep.
So I rather some peroxide than that alcohol. So you pick your burn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the
Devon
most.
said he appreciate us for I appreciate you guys for giving us some of y'all time. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah,
We 59 minutes in.
yeah, you welcome, man. And we typically be on here for an hour, man. My boy didn't think we was gonna be able to make it this long, but we end up making it happen, and we end up standing for the full hour, giving you all some value about these foreclosures and how to postpone them and or stop them. You get what I'm saying? But it's all strategy. We can say it a hundred times, but if you're not going through the step by step basis of your certain scenario, you will notice that every scenario, every case is pretty much kind of different. Now,
Yep.
as far as having the same type of paperwork, yes, majority of the time having the same paperwork will be needed, but going through the same exact case by case part of each scenario, nah, is gonna vary. It's gonna vary depending on the person, the emotions that are involved, and the business that needs to be handled. It's a lot of stuff play. It's a lot of moving parts in these type of deals, especially when you're dealing with foreclosures. So be like Inspector Gadget. Have you some gadgets in the toolbox. Have you some stuff on your belt. You got to be like a Swiss Army knife.
Yes, sir. You right about that.
Yep. You may
Well,
need a
thank.
can. You may need a can opener. You may need to open up a bottle of wine. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You may need a fork. You may have to stick a fork in it because it's done. I
Yeah,
come up with all type of things for that Swiss Army knife, but you definitely gonna need it.
it's all type of different scenarios. I'm gonna leave y'all with this quote. This from one of my Luke. Send me a screenshot of that book you reading too. I just got another one too by Earl Nightingale. I would look for the one you said, but I didn't get the right one. Send me a screenshot when you get a chance. But I'm gonna hit y'all with one of my favorite books. This is my second time reading it. It's called it's called Working with the Law by
Mm.
Raymond Hollowell. This is a very powerful book. This was one of my mentors, Bob Proctor. This is a book that he mentioned, and it say the 11 truth principles for successful living. I'm just hit y'all with a little bit. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for this mindset, changing this mindset, me or Lupi wouldn't be here right now. It's
Right.
all about that mindset, man. If you don't change that mindset, nothing will change. I promise you. I promise you. And a lot of time people think, oh, it's him. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's my mom. Oh, it's my dad. It's you. Look in the mirror. If you've been getting the same result the last 2, 3 years, it's you. If you always in a fight or in an argument, it's you. You keep attracting that stuff to your life because you like it. It's
Yep.
in your paradigm. You used to doing it. You love drama. Some people, or you love failure. But it always boils down to us. So I'm gonna hit you real quick. It say it is an unlimited force. Your power to think is inexhaustible. Yet there is not one in 1,000 who may be fully aware of the possibilities of his thought power. We are mere babies in handling it. As we grow in understanding and in the right use of thought, we will learn to banish our ills, to establish good in every form we may desire. It is our power to think that determines our state of living. As one is able to think, he generates a power that travels far and near. And this power sets up a radiation which becomes individual as he determines it. Our thoughts affect our welfare and often affect others we think of. The kind of thoughts we register on our memories or habitually think attracts the same kind of conditions. I'm gonna hit that last line. The kind of thoughts we register on our memories or habitually think attracts the same kind of condition. Whatever we keep thinking, we attract. And the end, whatever you keep thinking, it gets in your subconscious mind, which control 90% of our life, and you're gonna see the results on the outside. So within, so without. Our outside reflection is how we living in the inside. Yeah, it's the truth. You got anything to say on that, Luke?
I just want to crank this car up and turn this AC on because I got marketing going out at 2. I went and got land trust documents signed, notarized for 3 properties that we got EMD for. So I'm finna be scanning away and sending all these land trust documents for these wholesale deals to the title company. And if you're not
So
wholesaling using the land trust, who the hell is teaching you? because it ain't us.
Tighten up. Any last words, Luke?
I think that was it.
Hey, that was a valuable. That was a golden nugget. There's some with the sauce on
Yeah.
it. God bless y'all. Keep growing and going. Have a fantastic weekend. Download your free memorandum below. Um, 90% off on 3 courses on our site. Go to MrTransactionEngineer.com. It's in the description too. And put in 90, click discount, and you just been blessed this weekend. Make sure you study this stuff. Make sure you go in and study this stuff, man, so you can add another tool to your toolbox. In real estate, don't just get caught up on one strategy because you'll be hungry. Get multiple tools in your toolbox so you can keep winning. God bless y'all, man. Have a fantastic weekend. See you at the top, baby. Keep growing and going.
Yes, sir.
Don't stop. Peace.